It's a big event, this, really, in the white-collar business. I can't think of any white-collar contest in the last 25 years, any event that's had a press conference of a size like this. And I've been involved on and off with white-collar for too long, really. This is a massive event. I think all the men on this top table, one or two of the guys floating around, and all you guys for coming down need to applaud yourself, because you've done a great job. You've come out in the pouring rain on a Sunday to cheer on your friends and to listen to them getting abused by Vern, which I can assure you, he will abuse you. If you don't want to be abused, I would do two things. I would laugh and smile and stick your thumbs up if he ever catches your eye. Because if you don't say anything, then you're in trouble. It's that simple. Now, the first of these two shows that Vern's talking about is on November the 2nd. It's a dinner show, and it's raising money for Pete Gleave, who has cancer, and it's called Punch for Pete. And if I'm not mistaken, Vern, everybody on this top table, other than you and I, will be involved actually in the ring. You'll be in the ring doing the MCing, obviously. And we've got some of those people up here. They are boxing each other, and I think you can work out who's boxing who. It's really simple. There's no danger of anybody getting it wrong. So it's really, I don't know if I've ever, I haven't interviewed 10 or 11-year-olds for a long, long time. And they say you shouldn't work with all sorts of people, but I love working with young amateur boxers, young boxers, white-collar boxers. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to a couple of the two young kids, first of all. Kai, Kai, first of all, Kai's that way.
I can only apologise.
Great start.
Yeah, it's because the professional way we have to work.
Yeah, so Kai's that way. Kai, I'll ask you. Kai, how are you, son? You okay? Kai, could I ask you, you're 10 years of age. When did you first go into a boxing gym? Can you remember? And why did you first go into a boxing gym? Pin drop below it.
2 years or so.
2 years? And what made you go in, Kai? Can you remember? Did you have any favourite fighters?
No.
Let me tell you something. That's better than interviewing Nicola Adams, okay? I can assure you that's better than interviewing Nicola Adams, David Hay before he became a superstar, and Ricky Hatton before he made his millions. Kai, don't worry about that. Right, Vern, help me out. So, Raf the staff, how are you, Raf? So, Raf, get nice and close to the mic. Raf, you're 10 years of age as well.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, who's your favourite boxer, Raf?
I don't really have one.
No one. Not anyone you train with? I could tell you a story. Raf, so you don't have any favourite boxers, but when did you walk into the gym for the first time, Raf?
Around 2 years ago.
And what do your friends think when you tell them you're a boxer at school? What do they say to you?
Nothing.
Okay, but I know someone that probably does say things to you. What did your mum say when you said to her, fancy being a boxer, mum? Or words to that effect. What did she say, Raf? Tell us the truth. Tell the truth. It doesn't matter if you swear. You're allowed to. Because I've heard mum swear. Not mine, of course. What did she say, Raf? Can you remember?
She didn't really say anything.
But is she happy? Is Raf's mum here? Did Raf's mum, did you say anything when he came home and said, oh, Mum, I fancy this box? So who did you ever go at, him or him? But have you been in the gym and watched him? And you're happy?
Boxing.
And how long's he been going? And quite seriously, have you seen a change in him in the time he's been in the gym? Yeah, just in the way he reacts around people. Well, that's nice. And on the night, final question, and thanks for being an unwilling participant. On the night, do you think you'll watch it through your fingers or in the toilet or outside with a snout? I mean, what will you do? Yeah.
Exhibition bout.
Yeah, of course. Exhibition contest.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a hand for Raf's mum. And I tell you what, let's hope Raf's mum's fighting next time. Because it would be a delight having Raf's mums up here on the top table.
I might make her come back to the ring
What?
to fight Raf's mum.
It doesn't work that way,
Oh,
Vern.
okay.
It doesn't. Although it works that way in several other sports, not so far in our sport. Right, let's listen. Kai and Raf, thanks very much. You've been great. Stay up. You've got to stay on the top table. Yeah, thank you. Right, so JK's down the end. Now, you know you're a veteran of the white-collar circuit when you're just known as JK, don't you, really? I don't even know what his name is.
John Kennedy.
Oh, John Kennedy.
He calls himself JK in case the police are in the room.
Yeah. So JK...
Cab home.
Now, JK, how many bouts... I know you've been around since year dot with this group, but how many contests have you had?
In total, I think it's 24.
Wow.
Two prize fighters, as well as, obviously, the just a standard one fight on the show.
And they all had decisions, JK?
Yes.
And how have you done in the 24?
19, 1 and 2. So lost 2, drawn 1 and won the rest.
And in the time you've been boxing, JK, those 24 contests, how much bigger have you got? How much heavier as you've got as you've
I've
grown
actually
up?
lost weight since my last fight. I nearly 20 stone 2 I was when I last weighed in.
And what'd you go today?
16.8.
Oh, that's going some. Well done, JK. Now, what are you looking to do? I mean, are you going to try and get the 50? Or are you just doing it as you're going along? I'm always intrigued by the motivation of white collar boxers. I'm always intrigued what makes people that aren't inside the boxing system suddenly decide they want to take part in a boxing contest. So what got you in, and B, what's keeping you, and how long we're going to have you?
Well, to be honest, the reason why I got into it was because obviously I was fighting on the street, just being a toe rag.
I find it hard to believe, JK.
I jacked that lad thinking I was Charlie Big Bollocks, and clearly not. Sorry, that was swearing. I've known Danny McLaren for best part of nearly 30 years. And he raised money for his daughter, which obviously she's got cerebral palsy. And I've been friends with the family for so long, and he got me into it, and ever since then I ain't looked back.
Now, are you boxing on this, the Punch for Pete, November the 2nd?
I'm fighting on both shows.
Oh, you're fighting and on the November 17th one. We'll talk to people who are on that. Now, I haven't got it here, but no doubt someone was meant to tell me. Do you know, JK, who's going to be man number 25 in the opposite corner?
Yeah, I do know who he is, but the one I wanted, unfortunately, there was a better offer for him. But yeah, I'll take I've took this fight, and yeah, I'll take it as
a rival promoters come in and top this promoter and nick the fighter from you.
No,
in boxing? I can't believe it, JK.
You sure?
That's outrageous.
Literally, I was meant to fight the number 1 spot. If he won the prize fighter, the last prize fighter, which I didn't enter. But unfortunately, due to whatever was happening, he had a bigger purse or whatever it was to involve. So I've took on this next fight, which will be Luke Kimpton on the 17th.
Okay, now let me ask you this: you sell your tickets, so you take your tickets, you sell your tickets. How many people do you generally bring to a fight?
I think Vern can vouch the first show was 124 people, wasn't it?
To be fair, on his first show, he did well over 100 people.
Yeah.
And every show subsequently, he's always done well with tickets, including this one. If you don't mind me just stepping in here for a sec.
Go on, son.
JK, John, is fighting on both shows. The first one for Pete is kind of a warm-up. I'm sure you don't mind me saying that. And then
100%.
it will be on the 17th. I can assure you, it will be. Whenever John enters a ring, it is a war. I promise you, it is a full-on war. So wherever you are, if it's not your guy that's boxing that night, when you hear me say John Kennedy, he's walking in the ring, get yourself in a position to watch it, because there's always fireworks.
Thanks, Vern.
So is the November 17th fight going to be special then, as such? Is something lined up?
that's going to be the main event for me. That's the main one. Obviously, the Punch for Pete. I'd do anything for charity. Don't know the guy, but happily raise enough money to help him with what he's going through. And I'd do it for the enjoyment as well. It keeps me out of trouble. And just do it I like being punched in the head, really.
So we've had two young kids that can't wait to box. We've had a mother at the back stealing the show. We've had JK the veteran. Now we've got a couple of people who I can tell from just the way they are. They're having their is it first bout for both of you? You? Second for you and for you?
First, yeah.
First. it's always difficult when you're talking to men who are about to have their first contest, whether it's their first contest as an amateur, whether it's their first contest as a professional, whether it's their first contest stepping up at world title level, because it comes with all sorts of pressure. Now, I'm going to start with you, Kieran. Yeah, thanks for that. You sure it's Kieran?
Yeah.
No, because it's confusing.
I'm glad you said that.
Kieran, you've had one already. Now, before your first contest, did you feel different than you feel now? Are you a little bit more relaxed now?
A little bit, yeah, but it wasn't, all due respect, it wasn't the best fight, so I'm hoping to get a bit more of a better fight.
What, the contest itself wasn't that entertaining?
Yeah.
Whose fault was that, you or the other geezer?
The other geezer.
Who didn't want to fight?
Well, it didn't seem that way.
Yeah. That can happen in the white-collar world. Sometimes, last time Vern and I did a show in Clapham, there was one guy jumped out the ring, and he actually said to us as he ran upstairs to the changing room, he hit me. He said he kept hitting me. And Vern looked at me, and I looked at Vern, and I went up to have a chat with him, and he was up there screaming and ranting and raving and saying, no one told me he was going to win. What was he doing? He was hitting me. He was chasing. He was trying to hurt me. He was hitting me. So your guy maybe had the same, didn't realise that that's what the business
maybe,
is.
Yeah. So hopefully this will be a better scrap.
Ollie, hopefully this will be a better scrap. It's your first. What made you, first of all, what made you decide to walk away from any other sports you did or whatever you were doing, and so instead of just working out in the gym, because you're obviously a fit man, and decide to box? Because you're what? You ain't 21, are you?
No, I'm 40. But
What was the decision, Ollie? What made you do
the
it?
irony is my mum's got cancer, and she's been fighting a battle for a couple of years now. So it was a way for me to cope, really. I met up with Daz and...
What, being constantly around your mum?
Well, no, the boxing
Yeah.
was a coping strategy, and good for my mental health. So it's something that I've worked hard, and yeah, I look forward to the 2nd of November.
Fair play, well done. Fair play, Ollie. Now, you touched on something there, Ollie. Obviously, the coping, I think people can probably understand that, because a lot of us have had family members that have been sick, and we always look for something, whether it's the bottle or whether it's the gym, to try and help us get over that hump. But you also mentioned there, it's been good for your mental health. It's been good for keeping you, and not being too dramatic, keeping you sane through hard days.
Yeah, definitely. I've got a small company I run. I try and do the right things. I've got a wife, 2 children. But yeah, sometimes, we have good days and bad days, but the boxing keeps me balanced and keeps me going in the right direction. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the 2nd.
Now, you're obviously a sensible man, as you say. You got a life away from the boxing. Are you nervous? I mean, and have you ever had nerves? This is an interesting thing. This. Have you ever had nerves like this before? I mean, it's not like getting married, is it? It's not like waiting for your wife to finally, whack out a child. I mean, it's serious business. That's serious business as well. That's serious business as well. But that's horrible. No, okay, let's go away here. Let's talk all the men in the room that have been there and had babies, because we literally have to live through that. And if it lasts like mine, all my 3, I've lost about 7 weeks of my life in hospitals. I'm an expert in hospitals, waiting for my wife. I'm sure she's had it 3 weeks earlier. She just goes on holiday. It's happened every single time with my kids. I've lost my mind waiting for my wife to give me children. I mean, my youngest is 21. It lives with me. So quite seriously, is this a different sort of nerves you're getting?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be human if I didn't feel that way. But the way I've tried to sort of think about it is what I have to go through, and what I've had to go through in the last 18 months or so is just another thing, and a positive thing. So I'll get to the end of those 3 rounds or whatever it is, and I'll be all right. But, the battle goes on for me mum and Pete, or whoever else is going through stuff at the moment. So it's the least I could do, really.
Oh, well done. Well said, Ollie. And Ollie, and finally, you're going to get there on the day, or late in the evening. You're going to have a set amount of people around you. Everybody's out there for you. Have you got any idea in your head of the routine? Because I was in Leeds last night for a man called Josh Warrington defending his title. 9,000 Leeds fans. He's a Leeds United fan. He's been kettled with Leeds United fans all over the country. He's Leeds United through and through, and he's got 9,000 friends there. It's like his friends are there. And I was in the changing room with him an hour before the fight, and you could feel the ground in the changing room shaking. And I looked at Josh Warrington, and he was the calmest human being in the world. He was talking to his twins, he was talking to a cousin, he was arguing about all sorts of rubbish. What do you think you're going to do, and how do you think you'll be in that hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 minutes before you've got to walk down the stairs and walk across the stage, down the steps and into the ring? What do you think? What are you going to do?
Well, it's my first time out, so I don't know the answer to that. But what I will be trying to do over the next 2 or 3 weeks is practice, mindfulness and trying to, stay calm and concentrate what's in between my ears. Really, obviously the conditioning for the body is massively important, but what goes on in between my head is probably more important. So I'll be working on that day in, day out, and look forward to fighting on the 2nd.
So we're looking forward to see Ollie there fighting on the 2nd, fighting on 2 fronts. Ollie's coach, Darren. Now, Darren, before I move on, what about the little lad to your left? You're in the corner with him as well?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you train the pair of them the same? Because they're very similar in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Both boxers.
Yeah. Train everyone the same. So.
But with the bigger lads, with the bigger men, especially the grown men, especially the men that are mature, you see different things with them. You know, they can verbalise their fears, they can verbalise their concerns, whereas the little kids, they're just playing on an Atari.
Well, I don't make.
Am I showing my age with the Atari quip?
No, I mean, yeah, obviously the difference between them both, but I just train everyone the same. You know, you make it fun, keep your hands up, chin down. Yeah. And just relax.
That's about it, really. That's what boxing's. That's what boxing's about at any level.
If they try and do Friday night shots, it ain't gonna work.
No. Ouch. Damon, thanks so much. Damon, is that right?
Oh yes, right. Yeah.
Finally getting the knack of this left and right thing. Were you with Kieran for his first contest?
Yeah, I was there first.
And was he justifiably upset with the way it all panned out?
No, not really. It didn't last long. I think it was like 12 seconds. 6 seconds, something like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think that's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in his build-up, I love this kind of what goes through white-collar boxers' heads before they step in the ring, because I love to find out what their motivation is. What was he like in the hour before the fight?
He was actually very calm.
Good boy.
Very calm.
What do you do for a living, Kieran?
I'm a labourer now at the minute. I used to work in the fruit and veg market.
Okay. So you're dealing with people all the time. You're not bothered, are you?
Yeah. No, he was very chilled out, so it was good. He does all the hard work in the gym. So.
Yeah, listen, and that's a cliche, but it's a true cliche. Now I'm going to go straight back down the end. Is it Dan? And that's your boy.
That's my boy.
When did you take him to the gym, or when did he want to go to the gym?
It was probably just after I'd done my first fight.
Okay.
And it was kind of getting a little bit interested in it, kept asking a lot of questions. So I know Darren, Danny and I knew that he was starting. He was doing some kids' classes locally, so I kind of got him involved with that. And then we kind of just stepped it up. He's done another inter-club with Raf before.
Yeah.
So this is actually their second time round. But yeah, he really enjoys it now.
And is there a danger, Dan, or is there a chance, Dan, that the pair of you box on the same bill?
Funny enough, we were both supposed to be boxing on the 2nd, on the same event, but I've actually moved and I'm now fighting on the 17th.
So can we get Khan on the 17th? That'd be good, wouldn't
If
it?
my coach says yes, you can have him.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. They can both be in together. Vern, you got anything else to add or say? Or
To be
insult?
fair, now you've covered it all. Every one of them that's up here, if it's their first, their third, their 25th, it is always the biggest respect to everybody that climbs inside those ropes. If you've never done it, you've got no idea what the experience will bring to you. It's another man or another woman who's opposite you that wants to hurt you. And your objective is to stop them hurting you and you to hurt them. Months and weeks of conditioning and training. I'm sure you agree with this, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can badger and you can coach, you can push. The moment you get inside those ropes, you're on your own. And you've got to try and recall everything you've been taught and everything you've been conditioned
and
for.
control nerves that you've never had before, because you've never come out in front of 120 of your friends. Because even if you've been, like JK was talking about, a street fighter, he's never had an audience of 120. He's had 17 people at 3 o'clock in the morning in a puddle. Suddenly you've got 120 people who've had a nice drink, so same as those people, and they're all expecting something. And it's that expectation, it's that degree of nerves, that's what I was trying to get at here. It's a set of nerves. And the kids, the 2 10-year-olds, they're kind of immune to it because they're fearless, they're 10. But the rest of the men on this table, they understand that those nerves, and they come from somewhere and they grip you and they grab you by the cobblers, and they really do. And it can happen to really good fighters. It can happen to Derek Chisora, a man called Derek Chisora, former British champion, fought for a world title. When he had a rematch with Tyson Fury, Derek lost it between the changing room and the ring. And he never threw a punch. He got rescued in the 11th round. And he said, I don't know what happened. The pressure got to me. He was a 32-year-old man having about his 35th contest. So it can happen to the hardest and most seasoned of people. So I always try and get at what the motivation is and how they deal with it. Go on, son.
To be fair, Steve, what you've said is absolutely right. And the shocks in boxing, we've seen them over the years. One in recent times with Anthony Joshua. Nobody but that gave that guy Andy Ruiz a chance.
That's because you're against fat people.
No, I was quite happy.
You're against fat people. You've made 4 fat jokes about me already today. I know you're against fat people like Andy Ruiz. He was a fat Mexican, and you didn't believe that Joshua could lose to him, did you?
To be fair,
belly. Tell the truth.
Yeah. But he did.
He did.
And was it nerves? Did he take it too lightly? Who knows? Who knows what was going on in his mind? So, folks, our first top table interviews. Steve's done a brilliant job, as he always does. It's always tough to work with him. He's so bloody good. Everybody, the best of luck on the second. It is a really, really special day, the second. A really special day for many reasons. It will become clear on the night as well. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together for these wonderful people and wish them the best of luck.